This show brought to you by Ricmotech. Are you considering a Thrustmaster product? If so, you should consider Ricmotech. They are an authorized Thrustmaster dealer. They take support to the next level and offer optional firmware updates, product testing, and support, all free of charge, and will ship worldwide. Check them out at ricmotech.com.
Welcome to Inside Sim Racing. I'm John Sable alongside Darren Ganji, and today we are reviewing the Thrustmaster 599XX EVO 30 wheel add-on Alcantara edition.
You sure you got all that?
Yeah, which
That's a mouthful.
Fortunately, that's probably going to be the most difficult thing about this review.
This is going to be a quickie because we're just reviewing this rim. So this rim's going to be available September 30th for $179.99 or $149.99 British pounds. Same euro price, $179.99. So that's for the rim only. Or you're going to be able to get it with an integral kit with the T300 base, and that's going to go for $469.99 US or euro, or $399.99 British pounds. And again, that's going to come with this rim, the T300 base, and the T3PA pedals.
So let's now talk about some of the specs and features of this rim. This is the 8/10 version of the Ferrari 599XX real-life car, and because it's an 8/10 scale, it's a 30 centimeter diameter rim.
So this is I didn't look. I haven't looked it up. Have you got images of this?
Yeah, this looks just like the real
Buttons
thing.
and everything?
Pretty close.
Really?
Pretty close, yes. Buttons, but definitely the extra padding they have here and the D shape is all like the real car. The rim features the same hand-stitched Alcantara that's imported from Italy as the real Ferrari uses.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I mentioned that in one of our live shows that my contact mentioned that it was from the same factory. So.
And you know what? I believe it.
I do too. This, like I had mentioned, this is the softest Alcantara I've ever felt. So the wheel's structure is identical to automotive standards, featuring polyurethane molding for a more flexible touch and enhanced comfort, and an integral hoop made of steel for improved transmission of driving sensation and of force feedback effects. And I agree with that. In trying it, you know, the first thing I felt off the line in Forza 6 was just, you know, engine vibration, or not engine vibration, but as I was burning the tires in the BAC mono, you know, I felt vibration right off the top, right off the bat. And then it's a 2 millimeter thick brushed metal central steering plate.
Yep, so it's good and solid, and definitely no steering wheel flex or any flex whatsoever here.
No, nice padding too under the Alcantara.
Yeah.
So you're not just Alcantara on metal or...
Yeah, they use a good amount of polyurethane to really pad that up. And honestly, it's one of the more padded wheels of any kind of, you know, previous Thrustmasters or even Logitechs out there, which I think what kind of adds to the nice feeling of it.
Yep.
So the rim is 11.8 inches in diameter, or 30 centimeters, which it's really nice to have a larger size rim.
Yeah, versus the 28 centimeter that we're used to, unless you get an adapter on the Thrustmaster. So yeah, and it's what, 2.6 pounds?
Correct. Yeah. What's nice is even though it's 2 centimeters more in diameter, it doesn't gain any weight over the stock T300 rim.
Right, which is nice, and which allows the Thrustmaster base to transmit the forces either identically or, you know, a lot of it depends on the material that they use in the rim. You know, because like I was using that Momo Mod 27 and I felt like the forces were coming through better. But I think they feel great with this rim.
They do, and even what's kind of funny is we kind of did the whole hand weight check.
Yeah, we were going like this with it.
And
I tried to compare them.
It feels lighter than the stock rim, but allegedly they're the same. So I don't know if that's just being the larger diameter. It's kind of an illusion, but...
Placebo effect?
Placebo effect? I don't know.
Or maybe it's just because the weight is spread over a larger circumference or surface that it makes this feel heavier, but in reality they're the same exact weight. So anyway, yeah, it's interesting.
But yeah, it is nice that it didn't gain any weight because, as we always talk about, weight's important. The more weight you have, the more inertia, the less you're going to get that force feedback coming through.
Yep, exactly. So it comes with the same paddle shifters you find on the TM28, the GTE rim, and the rim we were just holding, the PS4 rim. So two nice solid paddle shifters. It's got 6 buttons on the wheel face, and then a toggle switch that actually, if you push in, is another button. So you've got 7 buttons, 8, 9 different functions on the rim, 10, 11 if you're counting the paddles. And then it's got the multi-directional D-pad as well.
Yeah, it's really nice that they have this many button options, and I'm a big fan of having the dial, because that's really nice for in-car adjustments such as brake bias while you're driving. So up next I'm going to talk compatibility, and this rim is compatible with pretty much all the Thrustmaster wheelbases from the past 7 or 8 years. So we're talking T500 RS, Ferrari F1 Integral T500, T300 RS, T300 Ferrari GTE, and the TX.
Yeah, so basically the T500 base, T300 base, and TX. And it's using the same quick release, which is, I'd say it's not a standard quick release, but it
does a job.
It's quick enough. It doesn't take you more than a couple minutes to take off your old rim and put the new one on. But yeah, compatible with all those bases.
So now on to the pros and cons, and first up the pros. And the first pro is it's a 30 centimeter diameter rim. Another pro is the material of this rim, which this Alcantara, just fantastic.
I can't think of a better feeling Alcantara rim that I've ever tried.
Next pro is even though the diameter of the rim is larger, it didn't gain any weight over the stock T300 rim.
Next thing is, this thing looks legit. This thing looks like a real 599 rim, feels real. And then another thing is it's got the buttons like we had mentioned, which makes it compatible with the Xbox One and the PS4. And also the final pro is that it's compatible with all the bases.
That's
the
right.
T500, the T300, and the TX. So now why don't we go to some cons, and one of the first cons we mentioned was, and we mentioned this in our live show, was that they basically use this same button box and paddle shifter setup from the GTE rim. The paddles are inset a little bit compared to how they sit on the 28 centimeter rim. So for me, they were fine. I mean, as you can see here, my hands fit fine there. John said it took a little bit getting used to, right?
Yeah, it was a little bit of a reach for me. I mean, it only took about 5 minutes for me to kind of adapt to it, and after that, I didn't miss any shifts. But yeah, it'd be nice if they would have moved them out a little bit to match the larger diameter rim.
And you know, to counter that con, so yeah, they use the same button box, but you said this is exactly the same button box in the real 599.
It looks really close.
So it is what it is. Next con, and this could be a con for some, but not for others. Not for me, because I like Ferrari, but it's branded a Ferrari rim.
Yep.
Then again, it is the 599 EVO XX EVO, so if you're not a Ferrari fan, but you could just cover up the button.
Yeah.
And the last con is it's $180. So it is a little pricey, but in my opinion, now I'm going to take it into my final thoughts. You get what you pay for with this rim.
I agree.
You know, when I really see, you know, after doing that piece that, you know, I used aftermarket rims and used the different adapters and seeing how much some of those cost me, like the Momo Mod 27 was like $400. Buttons, paddles, and the rim. The rim alone was $220.
Yeah.
So considering with this you get everything ready to plug right into the Thrustmaster for $180, it's not bad.
And honestly, nicer feeling wheel as far as the Alcantara goes.
Yeah, which is really surprising.
That's crazy.
That's saying this feels better than a Momo.
I know.
What? But it does.
It does.
I mean, I love my Momo Mod 27. It feels great. But I guess the best way to put the feel of this Alcantara is that it's like tightly knit. I mean, it's almost when you first grab it, it's like, is this Alcantara? Oh, yeah, it is. And it's really soft.
Yeah, it's very fine.
I dig this rim. I think it's awesome. You know, I'm usually not a fan of D-shaped rims either, but I like this rim. I like the way it.
Yeah, no, it's just
configured.
It's a great looking rim. My favorite part of it, even just as much as Alcantara, is the padding it has.
Yes.
It has really good padding. I really like at the 10 and 2, it has some extra pads there, and that just kind of gives the whole feeling of this feeling like a real wheel, and it's something that not a lot of sim wheels have.
Yeah.
They don't have that bolstered padding.
Yeah, like this, I mean, this is rubber. If this was a leather wrap, it would feel more real. Like,
well, we do the leather wrap.
yeah, like that wheel feels more real.
Yes.
It's small. I would have liked to seen a larger diameter on the TM28, but this, this isn't bad. I like the grip on this rim.
Yeah, I do like that rim quite a bit, actually.
But it just doesn't feel like a real car.
Yes.
I guess there's probably some cars that have a grip like that, but
yeah, but I think even over the TM28 here, they added some more bolstering, and I really like that.
Yep. So any more final thoughts for you?
I mean, I think if you're a Thrustmaster T300, T500 owner, this is the rim you need to be going for.
Especially if you're looking for a larger diameter rim, because the only other rim that's the same size as this made by Thrustmaster was the original GT rim for the T500, which doesn't have paddles.
Yes.
So you're getting the paddles with this, you're getting the really nice soft Alcantara. It's a great deal. And then if you're getting that whole package deal, the Integral for $469, that is a bargain and a half.
That is the best deal right now in sim racing when it comes to hardware.
Yeah, $469.99, and you get this rim, 3 pedal set, and the T300 base, which is one of the best bases in sim racing right now. PS3, PS4, and PC compatible. Can't go wrong with it.
Nope. So that's gonna wrap up our review of the Thrustmaster 599XX EVO 30 wheel add-on Alcantara edition.
Did you get all that?
Yep.
I think you did. Thanks to Thrustmaster for sending us this rim. We really appreciate it, and I'm sure you're going to see it probably on John's rig quite a bit more here in the near future.
So for Inside Sim Racing, I'm John Sable with Darren Ganji. Thanks for watching.